Good evening then, welcome back to live flight detection down here at East Midlands Airport from within the grounds of the Aeropark again this evening. Thank you very much for joining us, just in time to catch the Lauda as it makes its way out now. This one off to Palma this evening. Alan and Becky, good evening to both of you, thank you very much for joining us. Ryanair service in from Rome isn't too far away from us. The Atlas Air in from Anchorage this evening, that's 747. Just north of Derby now. That one taking a slightly different route. That one just making its way down towards us. Just giving way to the Ryanair on the inbound. Not seen a Lauda around for a while on the stream, so good to have it back with us this evening. This one arriving about an hour ago. Now the inbound to Palma, this one operated by an A320-200. Registration 9 Hotel Lima Mike Juliet. This one is 13 years of age. First entry in service in May 2012. The Lauda then cleared to enter the runway. Should be making a move any second now. There we go. 09 operations again this evening, so should get quite a good view, especially of that 747 off in the distance. The weather not as kind to us this evening, a little bit colder. Still quite a bit of warmth in the air, although it will drop off as we progress through the stream. The Lauda then off to Palma this evening. This one should be making a straight out departure. There we go, thundering down runway 09 this afternoon. Moving into this evening, should I say. The Ryanair service in from Rome on the approach then. Just about make that one out in the distance there. And the Ryanair cleared to land then on 09 this evening, passing through 1,100 feet now. Registration Echo India Delta Yankee Charlie 737-800 making its way in from Rome. Flight time by the time it reaches, excuse me. Flight time by the time it reaches this evening, 2 hours and 90 minutes. (747) making a route just north of East Midlands. That one almost making its way down to Castle Donington, or just on the outskirts of, passing back up towards Ashbourne now then, and making a turn just before Brailsford, heading back down to Burton-on-Trent to join the approach path for 09. The Ryanair though, bit of a slight wind up there looks like. There is a very slight wind with us this evening. Smooth touchdown from the Ryanair service in from Rome. Now let's have a look on the approach. Keep an eye out for that Atlas Air 747. This one making its way in from Anchorage this evening. That one was delayed, departing about 8 hours and 10 minutes ago. Should be with us in the next 5 minutes or so. Registration on this one, November 412 Mike Charlie. Passing through 3,600 feet now. This one is 25 years of age, delivered in April 2000. Currently on the radar, it's the number 4 or 4th most tracked aircraft in the world, tracked by just over 820 people at the minute. So if you know anybody that wants to see this one land in live at East Midlands this evening that can't make it down, quickly send them a link to the stream. Be able to catch that one in full 4K clarity this evening. So that one should be making its turn for the approach. Looks like it's north of Burton and Trent at the minute. So while that one makes its way down towards us, then through the bit of cloud that's in the distance. Out there, just making a turn. Let's have a look. We might just be able to catch it. Before we turn away, let's adjust the camera slightly. There we go. Right the way in the distance there. Just through those rays. Already with its landing gear extended. So that one's still quite a way from us this evening. There we go, the Atlas Air 747 making its way down towards us here at East Midlands this evening. Sophie and All About Aviation, very good evening to you. Thank you very much for joining us. Very much sunnier where the 747 is right now than where we are. So not too sure on the departure for this one, or where it will pull on to stand this evening. Hoping on the day Chal ramp, but we'll inevitably keep an eye on that one. Departure wise, nothing filed yet for this one, so maybe we'll be going out tomorrow. There's a flight to Anchorage tomorrow for the Atlas, so this may well be an overnight stopper. Gradually making its way down towards us in this evening, the 747 in from Anchorage. This one was due to arrive with us just after 4:30 PM, but delayed by about an hour or so this evening. There we go then, the Atlas Air 747 making its way down towards us. This one just over Donington Park, making its way over the threshold now for the airfield. In from Anchorage this evening, just about make out that tyre smoke passing back down the runway there. A very smoky touchdown indeed from the Atlas Air. We'll have a look at that one in a minute. Keep an eye on the radar, see whereabouts that one makes it to this evening. It sounds like that one is making its way back down towards the UPS end of the airfield. Air traffic control in my ear this evening. It's like they're giving that one stand 8-3. We will try and catch that one a little bit later if we can. The One Air 747 is down on the stand this evening. Or down on stand, should I say. The Ryanair Challenger there, landing in just before the stream. Hopefully that one departs out again this evening. So fortunate enough a couple of weeks ago to catch both of those new Bombardiers into East Midlands. That one not too far away from us this evening, just the rear of the stand. Apron over there. Let's have a look at the Atlas Air, that one just vacating now. So the DHL ramp is quite full this evening. So it may well be making tracks straight onto the apron towards the UPS hangars down there. So look in the distance of the DHL then. DHL aircraft then this evening. So a number of those currently being worked on. 777 in front of us there. Does indeed, according to air traffic anyway. Looks like that one is going to make a turn there onto the apron down the other end of the airfield. Yeah, that one looking like it is indeed turning there. Making its way onto stand 83 this evening. Unfortunately, no close-up of that one as it makes its way past us, but a live aircraft still to arrive and depart out of East Midlands this evening. So look a little further out on the radar then. Cessna Citation making its way in from Baden-Baden again this evening. Cessna Citation and Mustang. This one is 17 years old. Registration Oscar Echo. Foxtrot Zulu Bravo. That one is about 10 minutes out now. Now that one making its way up towards Leicester. Let's have a look at the departures there. The Ryanair service to Berlin. If we make a bit of a swift turn around onto the apron this evening. There we go, hopefully make out that Ryanair aircraft in the distance there. That one's scheduled to depart out to Berlin this evening at 6 p.m. That one currently in the process of disembarking. So we'll stay in this direction just for a little while as that one is being worked on. So we do have the secondary camera as well. So we'll keep an eye on the progress of the DHL aircraft over there as they unload this evening. Let's get that one all set up. There we go, should hopefully be able to bring you that on screen now. 777 there, being worked on, and the Ryanair just in the process of disembarking. So look at the rest of the departures this evening out of East Midlands. The DHL 767 service off to Leipzig. That's scheduled to depart at about 6:25. Chewy service to Heraklion. 20 to 7 this evening, and the 777 off to Leipzig. That's the DHL 777 at 5 to 7 this evening. Ryanair service to Barcelona at 7:30, and then the Maersk, that was a scheduled departure time of 8:15 this evening. Not sure if any of those aircraft are currently on the ground at East Midlands. Nothing pinging up, but that one just with a scheduled departure time. Nothing estimated on that one just yet. And that citation, Challenger, we saw just a few moments ago, the Ryanair Challenger registration on that one, Mike Alpha Bravo Tango Echo. That one is scheduled to depart out of East Midlands back down to Stansted at 5 to 9 this evening. Looks like yes, let's link to the air traffic there. That Challenger is actually requesting to start up. Seems like they're requesting the ground crew back though. They've left the chocks underneath the wheels, so nothing moving on that one just yet. They've all disappeared. Left the crew on board and left the chocks in place. They're just requesting ATC to call them back so they can move off. But they have just stated they're ready to depart out to Stansted. So hopefully with a bit of luck, that one will be moving a little sooner than what's scheduled on the radar. Let's have a look at those arrivals there. The DHL service in from New York. That one back with a delayed service this evening. We've been quite fortunate to catch quite a lot of the traffic making its way in from the west, either on time or on schedule over the past few weeks. But the DHL service back out, in from JFK this evening. That one delayed until about 7:20. The Air Explore service in from Tenerife. That one operating on behalf of Jet2. That one scheduled to arrive with us a little early, about 15 minutes earlier. That one should be with us within the hour. The Ryanair service in from Limoges early as well. That one just before 7 p.m. The RVL service in from the Isle of Man. That one just after 7. And so is the Maersk in from Cologne this evening. That one with a scheduled arrival time of 7:20. 777 service in from Cincinnati. That one is scheduled to arrive with us 7:30 this evening. Listen to their traffic there. The ops team just pulling up, helping the crew there remove those chocks. That one should be on its way anytime soon then. So back on those scheduled arrivals out of East Midlands this evening. The Aerologic 777 in from Leipzig. That one is due at 7:40, and just a short while later, just before 5 to 8, the 757 in from Oslo. That's the DHL 757. The UPS service in from Philadelphia. That one is back with its delayed service this evening. Not too delayed though. That one due to arrive with us just before 8:30 this evening. So about a 20-minute delay on that one. The Ryanair service back down to Stansted, operated by the Challenger in front of us there. Looks like it's going to make its way out in the next few minutes, so I'll ignore that one from the radar, unless it's making its way back to East Midlands again. We'll pick up on that one just a little later. It may well be making a return journey. But the West Atlantic service in from Aberdeen, that one due to arrive with us at 8:30 this evening. The 757 in from Reykjavik, due to arrive with us at 8:30 as well. And the Maersk service in from Belfast should be the last aircraft on this evening's stream. That one due to arrive with us at about 20 to 9 this evening. So still great number of aircraft to arrive into East Midlands Airport out of as well. Most of those services making their way up towards us now. The Air Explorer just leaving the Bay of Biscay there over the coast of France. That one should be with us in about 50 minutes. And the Ryanair service in from Limoges in a very similar time, probably about an hour for that one to run this evening. So it looks like they're all clear down there. And that service in from Baden-Baden, just south of the airfield now, making its way around towards us. Thank you very much for joining us again from East Midlands this evening. It's good to have you with us. Our second stream of the week, the first being on Tuesday. Missed any of that action from Tuesday, definitely go back and have a look through the stream. Well, thank you very much for being with us again this evening and your continued support of the channel. That Ryanair Challenger in front of us then, requesting start time now. The ops team just moving out of place. That one should be moving under its own power any time soon. Just a few aircraft over on the apron this evening, and the Ryanair Challenger, of course, in front of us, and the Ryanair service making its way out a little later on. Jet 2 aircraft just in the distance, and the Atlas 747, as well as the One Air 747, both those aircraft in the distance. Obscured ever so slightly by the trees in our way this evening. Ryanair service departing out to, I think it was Berlin this evening, just in front of the Challenger. Yes, that service off to Berlin, just on a stand in front. So we've got the Challenger there starting up. Just pan across to that 737. Check on the progress of that. Looks like everybody's making their way on board that aircraft now. I'm sure it'll manage everything in 5 minutes though, so that service will be a little delayed outbound this evening. And the citation in from Baden-Baden this evening, the Globe Air citation, making its way down on the approach now. That one just been given clearance to land. Passing through 1,200 feet now. No visibility on that one just yet. As soon as I have it, we will pan across and watch that one in this evening. So I'll look around and focused on the Challenger in front of us there. Make our way around onto the approach. There we go then, the citation making its way down on the approach, 409 this evening. This one with a flight time of 1 hour and 36 minutes, passing through 400 feet now. Excuse me, still making noises. The citation landing into East Midlands then. It'll make its way in from Baden-Baden this evening. Let's have a look in that direction there. Well, we have the Challenger in front of us as well. Looks like the beacons on that one pinging away. I've just requested a taxi clearance on that, so it should be making its way out any time soon. Let's have a look in the chat then. You're also joining us this evening, EGNX, sorry, planespotting, good evening to you. Richard and Emma as well, good to have you with us again. Definitely has dropped a little colder where we are this evening. So the sun is gradually making an appearance overhead. quite a lot of cloud shrouding us this evening. The citation there is from Baden-Baden this evening. Well, that Ryanair starts up. Pull that one onto screen if we can. Just have a little look at the citation as it makes its way past us. Registration on this one then, Oscar Echo Foxtrot Zulu Bravo. An hour and 40 minutes on a flight time for this one over from Baden-Baden. First flight 2008. Just making a slight correction to the path there, I'm just about to enter onto the apron. ATC just intercepting there, guiding them on the right path. So it is just a small slither of grass between those two taxiways. It is slightly obscured, being at an angle. Oh, disappearing off then. And as that one disappears off, Challenger making its way towards us. So let's take you back to the main screen and pan around and catch this one. It taxis back down to the start of 09 this evening. Registration on this one then, Mike Bravo. Oops, where's that gone? Sorry, Mike Alpha Bravo, Tango Echo. This one brand new into the Ryanair fleets. Delivered in March of this year. Second time we've managed to catch this one on the stream. I think before we managed to catch this one arriving and departing just a couple of weeks ago. Looks like they now may well be being used for crew transfers this evening. This one back down to Stansted from East Midlands. Not a very long flight down at all. 20 minutes or so, 15-20 minutes from East Midlands. If that even. Air Explore service in from Tenerife then this evening. Just with the last bit of French coast to pass over. That one should be with us in about 40 minutes. Ryanair service off to Berlin on stand. That one should be making its way out any time soon. Just in the process of boarding. Give you a nice close-up clear view of this one. So it makes its way in front of us. Challenger receiving takeoff clearance from ATC there. This one should be making its way straight out down to 09 this evening. Not too sure if this does have a return flight a little later on. There's one showing up just before 9 PM, so it may well be making its way back towards East Midlands at some point. Challenger then making its way back down to Stansted this evening. That one lifting off nice and early off 09. So that look, we should hopefully see that one return back in later. So look on the radar, just see if have a nose of what is due in a little later. And it's still showing up. Estimated arrival time on that one, or scheduled should I say, just after 8 PM. So in a couple of hours. The Ryanair service off to Berlin in the distance, and looks like the stairs are removed from the rear of that aircraft. Sounds like that one has just been approved to start. Yeah, that one just pinging up on the radar. Registration on the aircraft in front of us then. Echo India Delta Yankee Charlie. This one 17 years of age, off to Berlin this evening from East Midlands. Stick with this one as it pushes back. With a bit of luck, we'll see the 767 off out to Leipzig in about 20 minutes. So 3 767s on stand over there currently. So after we see the Ryanair make its way a bit further towards us, we'll have a look around on the ramp. The registrations of those 3 767s, see which one is making its way out. Registration on the radar is Golf Hotel Lima Romeo Yankee. I haven't got strong enough vision unfortunately to see that distance. We'll have a look in the next few minutes once the Ryanair aircraft in front of us gets a little closer. So it's taken just a short while for most of the Ryanair services to start up and begin a taxi over the past few days. On Sunday when we were down here, it took about 10 or 15 minutes, very similar on Tuesday evening as well. Let's see how quickly this one makes it out this evening. Sam, hello to you. Hope you're keeping well. Thank you very much for joining us. Ryanair just received approval to start up then. given that the temperature has dropped ever so slightly as well. No heat haze for us this evening. Sounds like the DHL is getting ready as well. They're just talking to air traffic at the minute, requesting to push back. I've brought a coat with me this evening. It's getting a little bit chilly. Quick drink, I think, then. Quite full, that one. Ryanair then cleared for taxi. The APU of the 767 over there, just starting up. There we go. She'll put that drink down, get back on the Ryanair. Now making its way on the taxiway then. We'll have a look at the 767s over there in a minute as well. See the Ryanair out first though. Seems to be quite a busy afternoon at East Midlands. A lot of aircraft departing out just as we were setting up for this evening's stream. So summer schedules quickly moving into effect. A lot of change since we started streaming. At the start of the year. Very much of a difference with the amount of light that's available to us as well. Makes a massive change to what we can see with greater clarity, should I say. It tends to get a little bit fuzzy and hazy once it starts to turn dark. Still, we managed to get some fantastic movements from East Midlands over the past few months. Yeah, no, it's been cold. Not managed to get caught out in the rain yet. Ryanair then making its way on to 09. This one clear to take off. Should be making quite a rapid exit this evening. service off to Berlin this evening. What's an hour of 09 here at East Midlands. Let's have a look in the distance then at those 767s. You see there, 3 on stand, 1 to the left of us, 2 directly in front. The departing aircraft or aircraft getting ready to depart out to Leipzig. Scheduled out at 25 past 6, registration Golf Delta Hotel Lima Romeo. Does indeed look like the aircraft straight in front of us this evening. And in about 30 minutes or so, the 777 is also making its way out to Leipzig. So look towards the end stands then. Guessing it will likely be this one. Delta Alpha Alpha Lima Papa in front of us this evening, and that one looks like it's in the process of being unloaded. That one with an estimated departure time out of East Midlands this evening, 5 to 7. It's got still a little bit of work to do on that one just yet, so we'll see how well that does in terms of keeping on schedule. 767 just to the left of it though, scheduled to make its way out to Leipzig. Just a few minutes. As you can see, the forward and rear stair there still in place on that aircraft. The ground team look to be in place. Making final preparations to see that one off this evening. So they're just making their way up there to finalise a few bits on the flight deck, and hopefully it should be closing that forward door. So look on those next arrivals then. The Air Explore making its way in from Tenerife, just a little way off the south coast there, heading towards Portsmouth at the minute, making its way straight up towards East Midlands. The Ryanair service in from Limoges, just leaving the coast of France. That one should be with us in about 35 minutes. The Air Explore in about 25 minutes. A little further west than the RVL service in from the Isle of Man. That one making its way up towards 4,000 feet now. That one just leaving the Isle of Man. Making its way towards East Midlands this evening. And we'll catch up with that one in just a few minutes. Once a bit more data is collected from the aircraft. No arrival time on that one just yet, but it should be in the next 40 to 45 minutes. Further west then, making their way down to the coast of Northern Ireland. The DHL service in from JFK. That one still with an hour and 22 minutes left to run. That one is slightly delayed this evening. That one is closely followed by the 777 in from Cincinnati. That one with a very similar time of arrival. Should be with us in about an hour and 10, an hour and 20 minutes. And then all the way north, just leaving Reykjavik, the DHL 757 making its down towards us this evening, and that one with a flight time of 2 hours and 14 minutes. Should I say an endurance of 2 hours and 14 minutes left to run. Now the EPS service in from Philadelphia, that one should be in just a little before that 757. That one with about 2 hours and 5 minutes left to run this evening. All the way to the east then, over Germany at the minute, Stereologic service in from Leipzig. Now currently at 34,950 feet. That one should be with us in about an hour. That's currently it for inbounds. Just leaving Oslo, the 757 making its way down. That one should be with us in about an hour and 30 minutes. So a number of cargo aircraft making their way towards us and this evening from the east and west. From the south, those two services in from Tenerife and Limoges, the Jet 2 in operated by Air Explore, and that Ryanair service in from Limoges this evening, making their way up towards us now. Let's have a look at those next departures. The 767 then out to Leipzig. Just that rear starter move. Systems don't look to be alive just yet. You see that horizontal stabiliser is very much in the down position. Doesn't look like the hydraulic systems are active just yet. Once they do become live, we'll see a bit of movement on there. Just pan up ever so slightly, get that one in full frame. There you go, hopefully that's a little better. You see just how grey the sky is in front of us this evening as well. A little bit better just behind, a few rays of sun making their way through. Still, massive difference to what it was on Tuesday evening. The Chewy service in the distance then, if we can pull that one up. There we go, just about to see, just about see the vertical stabiliser on that one there. That one just been given clearance to push back. That's the service off to Heraklion this evening. Estimated departure time on that one, 20 to 7. So that one maybe departing a little early. Doesn't look like the hydraulics are live on that one either just yet. So we'll keep an eye on both of those aircraft. Both should be pushing any time soon. Looks like that stair may just be in front of the wing of the 767. DHL just talking to air traffic there, requesting clearance to push and start. That one should be moving any time soon. There we go, that's 767 indeed pushing back. We'll keep the Chewy on screen just in case that one does start to push as well. .767 in front of us off to Leipzig then this evening. Registration Golf Delta Hotel Lima Romeo. This one 12 years of age. Flight time to Leipzig is generally about 90 minutes, an hour and 30 minutes. And we should hopefully see the 777 out just on the stand next to it. Should see that one in a minute as the 767 pushes back. Pushing off stand pointing to the west. Should make its way forward on the taxiway straight onto 09. Hopefully the clarity on screen is coming over just as well as it is in person here this evening. So the sun just catching the skin of that aircraft there. Just make out all the windows that have been blocked up there. This one presumably a converted passenger to freighter airframe. See if we can find any information specifically on that one. So it looks like this one was in service with TAM and LAN, a South American airline. Before making its way and being converted into a freighter. Nothing happening with a Chewy just yet. Keep both of these on screen just for the time being. The engines on that 767 just in the process of being started up. Chewy service off to Heraklion this evening, then operated by 737 MAX, registration Golf Tango Uniform Mike Lima. That one 3 years of age. There we go, the 767 moving under its own power now, down towards the start of 09. Keep the Chewy on screen just for a couple of minutes in case any movement on that one happens. And we'll switch back. We have the 767 in full frame. So just a quick hop from the apron now over to the start of 09 this evening. Katie, good evening to you. Thank you very much for joining us. And Pat as well, good evening to you. Thank you for joining us on the stream again from East Midlands. Looks like the DHL, or sounds like the DHL, just been given clearance there to taxi onto the runway and clear for takeoff. Let's leave the Chewy just for a minute then and watch the 767 out. DHL 767 off to Leipzig in front of us then this evening. There we go, that one soaring down runway 09 then. Let's have a look just on the apron at the Chewy in the distance. So no movement on that one just yet. Fully assuming it's the aircraft there in front of us. So the other Chewy on stand just to the right. Some all the equipment around it. Yeah, definitely looks like it may be the aircraft to the left there. You can just see the vertical stabiliser poking out. Again, doesn't look like any of those hydraulic systems are live. The vertical stabiliser there not currently active. So stick with that just for a couple of minutes. That one is due out in about 7 or 8 minutes, so hopefully those systems should be coming live anytime soon. Looks like there's a bit of haze coming just from behind the terminal there. So the APU is started on that aircraft. And then with the air traffic in my ear at the minute, should be able to get quite a good understanding of when that one is ready to push. Let's have a look then, if we can, at the progress of the 777 making its way out to Leipzig in just a short while. And we're still very much in the process of being worked on. Due to depart out just before 7 PM this evening, so in the next 20 minutes or so. Let's have a quick look at the arrivals into East Midlands then. The Air Explorer in from Tenerife, operating on behalf of Jet2, passing through 16,500 feet now, just overhead Northampton. That one should be with us in about 15 minutes. Registration on that one this evening. Oscar Mike, Juliet Echo X-Ray. That's Boeing 737-800, 23, coming up to 24 years of age on that airframe. Making its way just west of Heathrow. The Ryanair service in from Limoges, passing down through 29,000 feet now. So on its initial descent towards East Midlands. National Police Service of Vulcan is gradually making its way back towards East Midlands. That one has just departed Hordern Airport, just outside of Chester. So that one is currently on operation, so we should hopefully see that one in a little while. The RBL service is from the Isle of Man at 9,000 feet now, making its way down towards Liverpool. Looks like that one is just going to skirt round there, making its way down towards Ellesmere Port, down over to Crewe, Stoke-on-Trent, and then down into Toxeter towards East Midlands. And then making our way to coast of Ireland now. Looks like they've deviated ever so slightly from their flight path. Looks like they were going to pass over Northern Ireland, but making their way down towards Ireland now. The services in from JFK, that's a 76 service operated by DHL, and the 777 in from Cincinnati. Both of those aircraft about an hour to an hour and 10 minutes away from us. They should be routing down towards Knock and then across to Dublin before making their way over North Wales and then in towards East Midlands. That Challenger departing a little while ago, the Ryanair Challenger, making its final approach into Stansted now. A little longer on the flight time for that one. It looks like that one has just been in a hold. Flight time on that one, 30 minutes. We should hopefully see that one back into East Midlands this evening. We'll keep an eye out on that one though. That one is due to arrive just after 8 PM, so in about an hour and 20 minutes. Looks like the systems on the Chewy in front of us then this evening are all active now. Looks like they're just requesting to push and start from ATC as well. That one should be moving in just a couple of minutes. That one given clearance to push back and position itself to the east. That one will be moving anytime soon. There we go. A rapid movement off the stand this evening. Be keen to see this one out. That one should be pushed off and then positioning itself to the east. So let's check on a couple more things while that Chewy is just finishing its pushback there. Air Explore service just to the east of Leicester. That one should be with us in about 5 to 10 minutes. So unfortunately, the weather being how it is in front of us, I'm not going to be able to track much of that one in towards us this evening from the south. Still, we should catch the majority of the aircraft as it makes its way down on the approach into 09 this evening. That 777 just to the bottom of the screen there. Doesn't look like that's going to meet its scheduled departure time. That one is due out in about 15 minutes. Looks like it's been pushed back to 7:25 now. So it's likely to delay on the DHL 777 in front of us then. Chewy just starting up there. That one should be moving under its own power in a couple of minutes. Just above 15 degrees at East Midlands this evening. A little colder than it has been the rest of the week. Still not too bad. Being out in much, much colder weather. Just a light breeze with us this evening. So look at the direction of the windsock. So that's very much pointing towards us at the minute. It's just a tiny bit of a crosswind. Nothing too bad. Saw the Ryanair down on the approach earlier with a little bit of a wobble, so it may be a little bit windier up there on the approach, but not too bad on the ground for the time being. The Air Explorer making its way down towards, up towards Ashby de la Zouch now then. Sun just breaking through the cloud in the distance, so hopefully we should be able to make that one out as it turns onto the approach, heading over Burton-on-Trent. If you're just joining us and missed the Atlas arriving in at the very start of the stream, have a look back and watch that one in. You managed to catch that one all the way out just after it made its turn onto the approach. Saw that one all the way down onto the runway in front of us this evening. That one arriving in from Anchorage. Doesn't look like it's going to make an outbound flight this evening. There is a service scheduled out tomorrow morning departing at about 20 to 7 off to Hangzhou. But nothing else currently pinging up for departure. Other 747s this evening. The one 747 is down there as well on stand. Just slightly obscured by the trees there. Chewy requesting taxi there. There you go. ATC given clearance for that one to taxi out. That one will be making its way down towards us in just a couple of minutes. Stick with this one for the time being. So the Air Explorer is heading just south of Burton-on-Trent. So hopefully by the time the Chewy has made it out, the Air Explorer will be turning on to final. Catch that one into East Midlands this evening. No messing around from the Chewy this evening, straight out onto the taxiway. So the Chewy cleared out up to an altitude of 5,000 feet. ATC giving that one clearance to enter the runway and depart straight out this evening. Air Explorer making that right hand turn onto the final approach for 09 this evening then. Visual on that one just yet. Very rapid taxi from the Chewy. Seems like this one is going to depart straight out. No messing around at all this evening. The Chewy off to Heraklion this evening though from East Midlands. Very rapid exit, and the Air Explorer just to turn on a final approach then, so spin around, catch that one down. Just see the sun peeking through there, this one making its way down through the rays. Air traffic giving this one clearance to land then. Let's have a look at the flight time on the Air Explorer this evening then. Making its way here from Tenerife, flight time, by the time it touches down in front of us, 4 hours and 15 minutes. Registration Oscar Mike Juliet Echo X-ray. That one currently passing through 1,200 feet. This one 24 years of age this year. First flight in November 2021. Ryanair service in from Limoges, just approaching the south of Leicester then. That one is about 10 minutes away from us now, currently at 10,000 feet. Registration on that one, 9 Hotel Quebec Bravo Kilo. Get a few more details on that as it gets closer to us, but for the time being, Air Explorer 737 making its way down on 09. Doesn't look like it's too bumpy out there at the minute. Maybe just a little bit of a crosswind. See that one just crabbing down ever so slightly on the approach. Little tip of the wings there as it made its way down the over the threshold of the runway there. A bit of a gust taking that one. Just move that headset to a different position. There you go. That one should have caused me an issue now. And they're on heading just north of Leicester now then. For the time being, it's all quiet in front of us. The Ryanair will be the next aircraft to arrive in. RVL service in from the Isle of Man. About 15 minutes away from us now. That one just passing north of Uttoxeter, making its way in towards us. So look round on the apron then as the Air Explorer makes its way back up the taxiway. That one just vacating 09 at the end there. Just about to see that Jet 2 aircraft on the end stand as well. The Ryanair passing through 7,800 feet now then. Just a few minutes away from us now. Flight time on that one this evening, by the time it arrives with us, 1 hour and 18 minutes. Aircraft is a 737-800. This one 9 years of age. Going up to 10 years in October at the end of this year. Air Explorer service gradually making its way towards us then this evening. Just hear the engines making their way up the taxiway now. Should be coming into view in just a couple of minutes. Yeah, that one turning onto the apron now. See the front of the aircraft peeking through there. The Ryanair service in from Limoges taking a little bit of an extended route in, making its way a bit further down south, towards the south of Ashby-de-la-Zouch. Should then make its way back up towards Burton-on-Trent, back onto the final approach. A service in from the Isle of Man. About 10 minutes out from us now then, that one just north of Burton-on-Trent. So the Ryanair maybe make its way a little further south, just giving way to the RVL Caravan. The Jet 2 coming to a stop there on the apron. See if we can get a close-up view of that one for you this evening. Well, we're looking in that direction. Let's have a quick look on the map. See what else is making its way towards us. The Aerologic in from Leipzig is about 30 minutes away from us now. And making its way down towards Southend-on-Sea at the minute. Looks like that one may route up towards Colchester, then back over up towards East Midlands. The RVL giving it clearance to land then. That one on the approach, just a few miles out from East Midlands now. Stick on the Jet 2, the Air Explorer, in that Jet 2 livery here in front of us, just for a couple of minutes. It's going to be extremely difficult to pick out that Cessna in the distance there until it gets a little bit closer. The Ryanair making its way up towards Burton-on-Trent then, passing through 4,300 feet now. And the inbound Ryanair is due back out in just a short while, in about 30 minutes. That one making its way off to Barcelona this evening. And good evening to everybody joining us on the stream again from East Midlands this evening. It's good to have you with us, and in the chats as well. Stuart, good evening to you. Thank you very much for joining us. And it was very hot in the Nimrod on Sunday, so we had a couple of those exits open over the wing. I imagine it was intensely hot in there. It was for us out here. Pretty much constant queue all day as well on the Nimrod, so but you're on your feet most of the day. The Ryanair turning over Burton-on-Trent now then. Let's pan off the Jet 2, catch the RVL in from the Isle of Man. That one just silently making its way towards us. You see the sun is trying to break through over there. Just about see that Ryanair turning in the distance as well. Catch up with that one in a minute after we see the RVL in. Bit of a bounce there from the RVL as it touches down this evening. Let's have a look back on the approach. Catch up with the RVL in a minute. That should hopefully be making its way onto the stand in front of us. Ryanair on final approach into East Midlands this evening. Traffic giving that one clearance to land. Still a few miles away from us. We'll stay with this one for a few minutes as it makes its way in towards us this evening. Flight time on this one then just over an hour and 20 minutes, about an hour and 22 minutes by the time it touches down. It's been extended by a couple of minutes, given made way for the arriving RVL service there in from the Isle of Man. See, if it wasn't for the sun trying to break through there, it'd be a very grey sky indeed in front of us. The RVL gradually making its way back up towards us and on the taxiway. These are definitely experiencing a little bit of a crosswind this evening. A little bit bumpy on the approach. A smooth touchdown from the Ryanair, bit of an extended flare there as it makes its way in. The RVL in front of us, making its way onto stand. Should be as usual stand for the evening. We'll be joined a little later on by that West Atlantic 737 as it makes its way down from Aberdeen. We'll have a look a little further north as well in a minute at where those services originating in Oslo and Reykjavik are. The Ryanair aircraft landing in and should be departing out again in the next 30 minutes or so. That one off to Barcelona this evening. The Aeropark in from Leipzig, just south of Chelmsford at the minute, in between Chelmsford and Southend-on-Sea. That one should be with us in about 25 minutes. Going to route just north of London and then make its way up towards East Midlands. See everybody waiting there to receive the aircraft on stand this evening. Have a look. Once this one shuts down, pan across back to the Ryanair. That one making its way back up on the taxiway now then. Let's have a look a little further north. The service in from Oslo, operated by the 757, currently at 38,000 feet in the middle of the North Sea. That one should be arriving with us in about 50 minutes. And to the west, just over Dublin, as we expected, these would route the service in from JFK. That one is slightly delayed this evening, but that one should be with us in about 30 minutes. And about 10 minutes behind that one is the service in from Cincinnati, operated by the 777. Looks like the cargo on the RVL starting to be offloaded in just a couple of minutes. A lot of people are on the aircraft to get that one emptied this evening. Shouldn't imagine that will take too long at all. Let's have a look just overhead the airfield and before we see the Ryanair on to stand. Something making a noise in the distance. There we go. Just as we'd hopefully predicted with a stream thumbnail, JCB making its way in this evening. So we were fortunate enough to catch this one flying in and out quite regularly from East Midlands. That one touching down very softly down this evening into East Midlands. Watch this one taxi off 09. I'll pan around and catch the Ryanair as that one starts the process of disembarking this evening. Right, just to the bottom of the screen then. Catch it with that one. Just a couple of minutes. We'll see the JCB all the way down to its hangar. Hangar door not open just yet. 777 off out to Leipzig. Still with the upper cargo door open there. That one was due out at 7:25, having been pushed back. So hopefully that one hasn't changed too much. Still showing up with a flight, not estimated departure time, sorry. 7:25 this evening, so in the next 15 minutes or so. And of course all those cargo aircraft making their way up from the south, north and the west as well. DHL 757 in from Reykjavik, about an hour and 20 minutes away from us. That West Atlantic 737 starting up in Aberdeen. And 757 in from Oslo. About 15 to 20 minutes from reaching the coast. It should be making its way up around the Middlesbrough area, maybe up towards Newcastle, and then down across in towards East Midlands. The Aeropark 777 just east of Milton Keynes now then. That one should be with us in about 15 to 20 minutes. We'll stick with the JCB until it shuts down. The hangar door is usually open, ready to receive those aircraft, but doesn't look like it's maybe just open. Maybe to the right hand side there, opening from the right it looks like. Already is open from the right. Catch back up with that one in a minute then. Ryanair in the distance. Looks like everybody is in the process of disembarking now. That one is due out in the next 20 minutes or so. Back off to Barcelona this evening. The National Police Air Service, Vulcan Air, making its way towards Uttoxeter now. That one should hopefully be making its way back into East Midlands, unless it is called out on operation, of course. The rotors are on the JCB. Stopping there, so let's have a pan around, catch up with the Ryanair as we wait for those next services to arrive in with us. Fortunately the wind has stopped now, so there was only a little breeze anyway, but still, it's made it a little bit warmer. Ryanair in the process of being refuelled now then. Ready for its return journey. Oh sorry, not return but outbound journey. The inbound Aerologic 777 then, registration on that one, Delta Alpha Alpha Lima Bravo. This one in from Leipzig this evening. Very popular destination back over to Leipzig. Presumably a lot of these are taking parcels back over to Leipzig to be sorted and processed for our onward journey, and vice versa. This one is 15 years of age, coming up to 15 years of age. Sorry, 16 years of age, delivered in June 2009. Flight time this evening over from Leipzig, about an hour and 25 minutes. This one about 10 or 15 minutes away from us now. That one just over Northampton. Let's have a look at the 777 then. The cargo door still open, so they're still working on that one. that may inevitably be pushed back again this evening. Not much luck with the outbounds, or services outbound from the DHL apron over the past couple of weeks. Tried to catch that Cincinnati service out a few times. Unfortunately, its departure time elapses. Still working on that as we're finishing up. We should see that inbound from Cincinnati in about 30 minutes. That's servicing from JFK then. Passing over Anglesey, now over North Wales. That one making its way towards Wrexham now. Heading over to Stoke-on-Trent, down towards Uttoxeter, and then on the final approach into 09. That one with about 20 to 25 minutes still left to run this evening. Let's have a look a little further north. West Atlantic service departing Aberdeen there. That one should be with us in about 45 minutes. So I'm currently passing through 3,000 feet. It should be making its way on to stand next to the Cessna we saw arrive just a little while ago in from the Isle of Man. 757 in from Reykjavik then, 37,000 feet now, making its way down towards the coast, the Isle of Lewis. That one heading down the coast of Scotland, past the Isle of Skye, over Ben Nevis, down towards Glasgow, and then down towards the Lake District, to the east of Manchester, over the Peak District, and then in towards East Midlands. That one still with about an hour, 20 minutes left to run. Hopefully very soon that service in front of us back out to Barcelona will start boarding. The Maersk service over to Cologne is scheduled to depart in about an hour's time. That one off out to Cologne this evening. And a Bombardier Challenger we saw depart a little while ago. That one making its way back down to Stansted this evening. Does have a return flight file back down to Stansted. That one due out at 5 to 9 this evening. The inbound scheduled for about 10 past 9. So that should hopefully be making its way back up. We'll keep an eye on the radar on that one. Our next inbound will either likely be the National Police Vulcano. That one about 6 minutes away from us now. And the 777 making its way in from Leipzig, just south of Leicester. Looks like the first passengers just arriving on that aircraft in front of us then. Hopefully the last. Is on its way in. Thank you very much for joining us on Airway Watching as well from East Midlands this evening. Yeah, good evening to you, Richard and Andy as well. Please have you with us. start of the stream. That one arrived with us just after 5:30 this evening. We managed to catch that one all the way down onto the approach. I'm in right in front of us. Should make up for that one that we missed early in the week. Visibility to a degree, to a certain degree. Which does help. On Tuesday, the t-shirt. Just being pushed into its anchor lever. That one is scheduled to depart at 6:30 this evening. Not lovely, not too much. Just a slight delay on national services inbound to East Midlands this evening. To get on the move this evening. Hopefully it should be a bit small in distance. Camera. Anyway, from the Ryanair just for the time being then. Just to see the speck in the sky out there. Good. A few of those 737s have been lifted by the way. See how level there goes with it this evening. This one making its way back in from Chester. It's been down. Away from us now. No, looks like that one has died unfortunately. So we'll change that in a minute. We'll see the 777 in and then I'll change the microphone over. There we go, the 777 landing into East Midlands this evening then. Just leave you the remnants of that tyre smoke there. I shall switch out the microphone. Sure, that one has died. Get that changed over. So look at the 777 then in the distance then. That one should be making its way out to Leipzig this evening. Off the door finally closed. So this one's still a little behind schedule. Right, let's get that microphone sorted out. So second microphone. Hopefully that's going across clear. Not too sure why that one has died. Put it back in its case and give it a charge up. Hopefully that's sorted out anyway. Apologies for any sound loss there. Should all be back on track now. The 777 then off to Leipzig this evening. Registration Delta Alpha Lima Papa. Forward stair just been removed from the aircraft. There's a lot of birds out this evening, Andy. It's been very populated with birds recently around the airfield. After they cut the grass, or as they've been cutting the grass, everything's been making its way over. Scratching around for whatever's left in there. Ryanair in the distance then, bring that second camera into use, so hopefully catch the 777 as it makes its way up towards stand this evening. Pitfalls of having everything wireless. Once it drops out, you don't really know until somebody tells you. Thank you very much for that. The 777 in front of us getting ready to push back then this evening. The Aeropark 777 passing by us there. DHL service in from JFK. That one just been given clearance to land into East Midlands. So let's leave one 777 and catch the other as it makes its way past us then. We'll have a look on the approach at the arriving service in from JFK. That service in from Cincinnati shouldn't be too far behind it. This one is going to make its way all the way up the taxiway. 777 requesting to push and start there then. Should be moving any minute. Let's have a look now. There's 767 on final then into East Midlands this evening. Flight time on the service in from JFK this evening then. 6 hours and 50 minutes by the time it touches down. Registration on this one, Golf Delta Hotel Lima Mike. touching down a little further down on the runway there. 777 just about to push back off standing. The beacon's pinging away there. Let's have a look at the Aeropark making its way onto the apron now then. About 10 minutes away from us, 777 making its way in from Cincinnati. Very 777 heavy evening down at East Midlands. Making away from the north then. DHL 757 in from Oslo. That's about 25 minutes away from us. The West Atlantic 737 in from Aberdeen. That one also about 25 minutes away from us now, just passing south of Newcastle upon Tyne. So look at the progress of that service in from JFK. That one should be with us in about an hour. Just leaving the coast of the Isle of Lewis there. Nothing in Belfast for the time being. The EPS 767 arriving in a very similar time to that service in from Reykjavik. Just about to approach the coast of Ireland there. Looks like that one is going to head towards Cork and then make its way up the length of Ireland, up towards Dublin, over towards North Wales and then into East Midlands. Triple 7 pushing back now then, Delta Alpha Alpha Lima Papa. This one arriving into East Midlands from Delhi. Very busy day so far. This one started in the Far East in South Korea in Seoul, making its way over to Hong Kong, then from Hong Kong to Delhi, and then from Delhi into East Midlands, and finally back over to Leipzig this evening. Seven 767 making its way past now then. Let that one escape camera there and watch that one on to stand just a couple of minutes. 777 in front of us in the process of starting its engines now then. Flight crew just checking all those systems are online and responsive. So the stabiliser just moving around there. Triple 7 in from Cincinnati, just about to join on the approach path. DHL should be making its way out under its own power then in the next couple of minutes. Keep up with this one, and we'll have a quick look at that 767 as well, as that one pulls on to stand in front of us this evening. Looks like the ground crew just moving into place, ready to open the forward door on the Aeropark 777 there. Catch up with the 777 inbound from Cincinnati. Just a minute. Let's get a close-up view of this one in front of us though. There we go, so from 3 777s over there, let's go to the 4th, making its way down now. Flight time this evening from Cincinnati then, 7 hours and 17 minutes by the time it touches down. Registration on this one, Golf Delta Hotel Mike Charlie. This one is 15 years of age. This one slightly delayed by 20 minutes or so this evening. And that's 757 in from Oslo. About 10 minutes away from us now. That one just northwest of Derby. Over at Ashbourne at the minute. Out by the next aircraft to land in is a 777 inbound from Cincinnati. That one landing safely into East Midlands this evening then. Now for a 777 inbound to the next one outbound. Close-up look of that one this evening. There we go, that one making its way to the start of 09 now. .757 just making its way down towards East Midlands now then. This one just northwest of Burton-on-Trent. Midlands this evening. Let's have a quick look round on the 777 on the handstand then, the Aeropark 777. That one already in the process of starting to be offloaded this evening. (757) just routing a little south of Burton-on-Trent. West Atlantic 737 in from Aberdeen should be with us in about 15 minutes. The Maersk making its way over from Belfast now. That one should be with us in about 35 minutes. So the DHL service in from Reykjavik in about 50 minutes. That one just approaching Ben Nevis now. Ryanair service out to Barcelona in the distance then. That one has pushed off stand. Let's see if we can bring you that one just to the bottom of the screen. There we go. That one all the way in the distance there. Should be making its way towards us in the next couple of minutes. That one just in the process of starting up. 777 in from Cincinnati, quickly making its way towards that Ryanair aircraft. That should be passing by on the taxiway. Just a few seconds. So you can hear it getting closer and closer. The Ryanair making its way out. Triple seven just holding in the distance there, giving way to the Ryanair. The Ryanair then, registration 9 Hotel Quebec Bravo Kilo. 737-800, this one arriving in just a little while ago. Slight delay on the outbound service this evening. It was at 7:30, so just over a 20-minute delay. We'll keep that secondary camera on just for the time being. 777 should be making its way up the taxiway towards us. So I pen round then and catch the Ryanair as it makes its way past us this evening. Oh, it's definitely turning a little bit chilly now. That 777 making its way up on the taxiway as well now. On the approach to the 757 making its way in from Oslo. As the Ryanair makes its way down, we'll get a quick look of the 777 in from Cincinnati. Just a quick glimpse of this one. And pan around and catch the 757 as it makes its way down in towards us now. Now this one being the service in from Oslo, registration Golf Bravo Mike Romeo Juliet. Flight time from Oslo this evening, 1 hour and 38 minutes. Regular visitor into East Midlands, this one, 36 years of age. Trade a quick close-up of that one. Just pulling up ever so slightly there. The 757 safely in from Oslo there then. Ryanair making its way out onto 09. Service off to Barcelona. The West Atlantic 737, about 7 minutes away from us now. That one passing through 5,400 feet. That one just passing over Ashbourne. Ryanair safely making its way down 09. 757 in front of us now then. On the older airframes here in the DHL fleet then. I'm very fortunate to catch a number of the A300s in over the weekend as well. See how long they keep these ones in service for. I don't think many 757s are in service in the UK anymore. Jet2 were the biggest operator, I think. All those aircraft being scrapped. very much down to the cargo operators to keep these airframes going. Katie, good evening to you, and Maxim as well. Hazel, good evening to you. Thank you very much for joining us again. And John, good evening to you. Hope you're keeping well. The West Atlantic 737 in the distance then, that one just joining the approach now. Passenger apron, looking a bit sparse over there now. A lot of those services parting out. Hopefully the Ryanair Challenger is making its way back up towards us anytime soon. So they've already seen that in once this evening. Oops, let's keep you on that 757. Atlantic with all the landing lights on now. Let's bring this 757 just at the bottom of the screen for a couple of minutes. Let's try and get a close-up view of that West Atlantic service making its way in towards us from Aberdeen now then. It's looking extremely grey out there at the minute. Yeah, definitely got a good variety, John, down here. I was saying that, so is Manchester. A lot more action than there is down here in East Midlands, but a lot of cargo action from us down here. West Atlantic 737 making its way down towards us, and registration Golf Juliet Mike Charlie Sierra. Again, another old airframe, or older airframe, still keeping going. This one 34 years of age. Flight time on the West Atlantic down from Aberdeen then, 45 minutes this evening. Definitely don't see many 737-400s in operation anymore. There was a time when East Midlands was intensely populated with the 300 variant, and BMI Baby operated a lot of their aircraft out of East Midlands, being based in Castle Donington, as the airline inevitably went out of business and everything got transferred over to IAG, I think. British Airways took a lot of their slots, on the BMI slots anyway, down at Heathrow. And other operators moved in place of BMI Baby. I think Ryanair were one of the first ones, and Flybe when they were still around as well. But now still a lot of older airframes into East Midlands. A lot of them converted into freighters, passenger to cargo conversions. I think I mentioned before, but the lead time on new aircraft is quite astronomical. Somewhere in the region of 8 to 10 years, I think, if you put an order in today. So a lot of airframes sat out in the deserts. Makes a bit more economical sense for the operators to pick up some of those aircraft a little bit cheaper and get them converted. I think depending on the conversion, the process is relatively quick in terms of aviation anyway. Probably in the region of 4, 6, maybe 8 months, depending on what needs doing to it. It's definitely a lot quicker than putting an order in for a brand new aircraft. But DHL mainly taking delivery of 777s, or they have been doing over the past 2 to 3 years. It went in just a couple of months ago, maybe a month ago, maybe not that far out. That was, I think it's 8th flight, maybe, something like that. Not been in service for very long at all. That was on its first visit into East Midlands. Oh, it's turning very chilly now. The RVL in front of us then, you just see those cases being moved around in the distance. They're just making way for the West Atlantic. It's on the taxiway, making its way towards us now. Once that comes into sight, I'll pan around and catch that as it makes its way onto stand. Up from the south, the West Atlantic ATR in from Guernsey. That should be with us in about 15 minutes. And the Maersk service making its way in from Belfast. About 20 minutes left to run on that one this evening. The UPS service in from Philadelphia should be with us in about 35 minutes. And that service in from Reykjavik just a few minutes earlier. Probably about half an hour left to run that one. Let's pan around then on the taxiway. Catch the West Atlantic as it makes its way towards us now. Let's catch up with this one. As we move a little further into the summer as well, hopefully we should get a few more cargo operators into East Midlands. So last year with the Amazon facility just at the other end of the runway, we did see a lot of Amazon Prime liveried 737s in and out of East Midlands. Not in a streaming capacity, but just flying overhead. Be interesting if we manage to catch a few of those again. Whoa, definitely dropping cold now. So look on the next inbounds then. Maersk 767 in from Belfast, about 10 minutes away from us. Keep on the West Atlantic for the time being. Coming to an abrupt stop there, arm stand. Oh, I'll get a quick drink, I think. It's a bit better. So look at the Maersk then. 767. So this is a not a passenger to cargo. Looks like this is a specific freighter. Registration Golf Mike Alpha Charlie Zulu. This one 31 years of age. Just turned 31 years of age in March. Flight time this evening from Belfast. About 37 minutes. In the West Atlantic ATR making its way up from Guernsey. That should be with us in about 10 minutes. That one making its way towards the south of Leicester now. Registration on that one, Golf November Papa Tango Foxtrot. And again, an older airframe into East Midlands this evening. We've seen this one quite a few times. This one 34 years of age, coming up to 35 years of age in October. That DHL service in from Reykjavik then. Just over the Lake District now, making its way down towards us. That should be with us in about 30 minutes. And the UPS service in from Philadelphia. That one's slightly delayed, but heading over Anglesey, just south of Anglesey, overhead North Wales. And then down towards Stoke-on-Trent, in towards East Midlands. And it will likely end on the UPS service this evening. Maersk isn't too far away from us now at all. The cloud a little bit lower than it was a while ago, so maybe a bit difficult to pick this one out in the distance. We'll give it a best shot. Thanks again to everybody joining us from East Midlands. Second stream of the week from the Aeropark, and we'll be out again next week as well. Whoa, it's turning very cold indeed. Put that zipper back up, I think. There you go, keep a bit of that warmth then. It has dropped a little bit colder than I expected. Just below 14 degrees at the minute. So very much were basking in the sun on Tuesday. What a difference a couple of days makes. But the weather should be fairly dry into next week. Very similar conditions, I think, so fingers crossed everything should be fairly good into next week as well. Right then, let's have a look at the position of the Maersk. We're just north of Burton-on-Trent now. So the cloud base is, does look quite low over there at the minute. And the Aerologic 777 was making its way in. Banked around just north of Burton-on-Trent and got lost a little bit in the cloud. And judging by the height, by the height, probably maybe 3,500 feet. So it's still quite high in terms of cloud base, but making it a little bit more difficult to pick those aircraft out in the distance as they make their way towards us. So hopefully you're having a good look at the operations over there as the West Atlantic starts to be worked on. See just how hazy it is behind the trees there in the distance. So it does look very smoky, but that is pretty much the view all the way across us this evening. Right then, it looks like that Maersk is just peeking through the clouds. So let's leave the West Atlantic for the time being, pan around quite a way in the distance. Hopefully we should be able to make it out and watch it all the way down. Doesn't look like the gear is down yet. There we go, just coming down now. So flight time over from Belfast this evening, 36 minutes by the time it reaches us. And the ATR not too far behind either. And probably about 5 minutes behind the 767. So that one should be with us soon as well. The 757 in from Reykjavik, very quickly making ground this evening. That one is going to pass just to the east of Manchester, it looks like, making its way down towards the Peak District, just skirting around Buxton, down towards Carsington Water near Ashbourne, and then into East Midlands. Wind seems to have dropped off a little. Doesn't look like the 767's having any issues this evening. It is crabbing a little. Maybe a little crosswind, just pushing the back of that aircraft out ever so slightly. UPS 767 just over the north of Wales now then, or North Wales, making its way down towards Wrexham. That one just over Donington Park now then, approaching the runway threshold. Touching down with a plume of smoke there from the tyres this evening, the Maersk in from Belfast. Let's have a look round in front of us then. Service. I think this one was a JFK service. That one currently being worked on at the minute. Ryanair Bombardier making its way up from Stansted now then. Second time we've seen the aircraft on the stream. That one on the taxiway, just about to enter the runway. That one did have about a 30-minute flight down to Stansted. They'd enter into a slight holding pattern. So we'll see how quickly that one gets up to East Midlands this evening. Hopefully no delays to that one. So it was due to arrive with us about 10 minutes ago. With a bit of luck, we'll manage to catch that one again on this evening's stream. It's one of the newest airframes into Ryanair. The main purpose of this is crew transportation. Any spare parts or engineers as well. Flying them out to location. We've seen this one a couple of times into East Midlands now. West Atlantic ATR making its way down on final then. This one with a flight time of 1 hour as it lands into East Midlands this evening. Let's pan away from that aircraft. Just the timing. So look where this one did originate from. And that was indeed the service in from JFK there. Golf Delta Hotel Lima Mike. Let's pan around and catch that West Atlantic service into East Midlands this evening. Ooh. Pandora and Julie, good evening to both of you as well. Thank you very much for joining us on the stream at East Midlands. It's good to have you with us. Bit of a wobble from the ATR there as it made its way down. It's not a very strong wind, but I'm slightly protected by the trees here. Look at the Aerologic in the distance then. That one arriving in from Leipzig a little while ago. You'll see the cargo making its way off the rear of that aircraft there. .757 service in from Reykjavik then. About 10 minutes out now. That one making its way down towards Leek, just east of Leek, routing towards Utoxeter. That one should be making it just ahead of the UPS service in from Philadelphia. That one due to arrive with us in about 15 minutes. And that UPS service maybe the last one. We'll see how quickly the Ryanair Challenger gets up to us this evening. That is just departing Stansted, passing through 3,700 feet now. If I don't manage to catch that one, definitely go back and have a look towards the start of the stream. That one was on stand just for a little while before departing back out to Stansted. And the radar's saying it's got an estimated arrival time 9:05 this evening. I'm not sure it's going to take that long to get up from Stansted. We'll keep an eye on it. We'll have a check on when the UPS lands and then make a call on that one. It's dropped extremely cold now. It's below 14 degrees, but there is a bit of a chill in the air with the wind. And it gusts over anyway. It's pretty calm for the time being. It does take a lot of that heat with it though. Very calm at the minute. A lot of the birds enjoying themselves in the trees. A lot of wildlife in front of us as well. It's not just planes at the Aeropark. A lot of rabbits currently hopping around down there. Thanks to everybody who's joined us over the past week or so here at East Midlands, and a very warm welcome to all of our new members and subscribers as well as all of our returning subscribers and members. It's good to have you all with us, so thank you very much for your continued support on the channel. We'll be out again next week, likely on Tuesday and Thursday. I'll keep you posted on that. Thursday is the open evening for the Aeropark, the extended hours open evening. So we'll be here on Thursday as usual, streaming from the Mound. I think that event finishes at 9 PM, so I'll be streaming all the way through until 9 PM as well. Hopefully catching most of those aircraft inbound to East Midlands. And fingers crossed we're still on 09 by that point. So the wind is looking favourable for being on 09. There's a couple of pressure systems to the north and west, so the weather shouldn't change that much. So it's really forecasting 19 degrees into next week. just light winds, bit of a crosswind, wind from the north. Well, that is fluctuating and inevitably change into next week as well. Looks pretty stable though, wind being from the north and northeast over the next few days. So fingers crossed the temperature does indeed get back up to 20, or towards 20 anyway. So it should be very sunny conditions to this evening, as it will be next Thursday. But we'll be here as usual streaming from the Aeropark, so if you can't make it down, definitely join us on the stream. We'll put details of that up in the next couple of days. Get everything set up. We'll get some more content put out as well, so we've got a lot of content loaded up. We've just not had the opportunity to get everything fully loaded up just yet, but we'll make an effort and make sure that is uploaded over the next couple of days. So look at those next inbounds then. 757 just north of Burton-on-Trent. That one should be visible, hopefully just a couple of minutes as it passes through that cloud. Still predicting about a 30-minute flight up from Stansted. For that Ryanair Challenger. So it's currently passing through 12,300 feet just north of Luton. Let's see how quickly it makes its way up. Our next inbound will be that 757 service in from Reykjavik. Registration on this one, Golf Bravo Mike Romeo Alpha. So the lights on that just breaking through the cloud in the distance. Flight time this evening, by the time that one reaches us, about 2 hours and 22 or 23 minutes. That one currently passing through 2,700 feet. This one's 38 years of age. Let's pan around and catch that one in the distance then, as it makes its way towards us this evening. DHL ramp looking very populated this evening. We'll have a quick pan around once the 757 arrives with us. Still a few stands to accommodate the next arrival though. So hopefully this one should be making its way in between the 767 and its 757 counterpart. They usually put them both on stands next to each other. We'll see where this one ends up. Just about see the 767 as well. Just back off a little on that There you go, you can see it just the top right of the screen there. That's the UPS 767 making its way down to us now as well. .757 looks like it's effortlessly gliding towards us now. A little bit of a correction there. Yeah, 757 in from Reykjavik then. We'll catch up with that one just a few minutes when it makes its way back towards us. For the time being, let's have a look at the UPS 767 making its way down in the distance. Registration on the inbound UPS 767 then November 336 uniform Papa. This arriving after a flight time of 6 hours and 34 minutes. Currently passing through 350 feet. And this one coming up to 16 years of age this year. Okay, a number of airframes this evening seem to all have entered service in October. And that one making its way down 09, touching down there very smoothly. That one will make its way, or vacate off 09, and make its way down towards the UPS hangars at the far end of the airfield, and towards the start of runway 27. So a quick look round the DHL apron then as we're waiting for the 757 to get a little bit closer to us on the taxiway. West Atlantic 737 there, and the RBL Cessna. A couple of 767s on stand. The forward 767 arriving in from JFK a little earlier on. 777 there currently being worked on. 767 to the right of it, and then the 757 to the right of that, arriving in from Oslo just a short while ago. The 757 sounds like it's getting closer to us, so let's try and get a quick look at the 757 there. This one in from Oslo. Quick sneak inside of that one. And of course the Aerologic and DHL 777s on the end stand now this evening. So very nicely filling up over there. The 757 making its way towards us then. So look at this one close up. Oops, there we go. It's a little bit more densely populated than the passenger apron over there. Just a couple of aircraft remain this evening. A lot of those already making their way out. They've already reached their destination and now back on the return leg, arriving in the early hours of tomorrow morning. So it looks like the Ryanair Challenger is just 10 minutes away. So we'll stick around and watch that one down into East Midlands for the second time this evening. And then that will be the final arrival on this evening's stream. Let's see where the 757 ends up this evening then. Katie, thank you very much for joining us again this evening, and on that 2-month membership as well, thank you very much indeed for your continued support on the channel. It's very much appreciated. It's good to have you with us again this evening. Let's have a look in the distance on the ground and see if we can see any marshallers out there waiting for that 757. Looks like they're just at the front there. And pan out and catch that one as it makes its way onto stand. Sorry for any jittering as well on the image. It's turned blowing cold now. There you go, that one coming to a firm stop on stand this evening. So last aircraft then inbound is that Challenger making its way up from Stansted. Registration on this one, Mike Alpha Bravo Tango Echo. Second time we've seen this one down into East Midlands this evening, and this one is off back down to Stansted in a little while. This one just a couple of months old, delivered to Ryanair in March this year. So look and see where that one is. That one just north of Earl Shilton then, making its way up towards Ashby de la Zouche. Ground crew moving into place on the 757 now. Oh, it's definitely dropping cold now. Some warmth back into my hands, I think. As I say, the Aeropark will be open on extended hours next Thursday, up until 9 PM, and we'll be around to catch all of the action live as well. So again, if you can't make it down, definitely tune in on the stream. If the weather does get a little colder, just give you a quick pan around of the view we've got this evening from within the Aeropark. We'll jump a little further down. Then inboard straight in front of us there, and the Vulcan to the back. And then if it does get a little colder, we'll make our way into the air traffic control tower there. It's our alternative spot to being up here on the mound if the weather turns a bit precarious. We'll make our way in there. So a bit of sorting out in there to make it stream worthy. So hopefully when the weather drops a little colder as well towards the winter, it don't have to be too cold out here in the darkness on those evening streams. Can be in some relative warmth. So look at the progress of the Ryanair Challenger then. So very fortunate for the Aeropark to allow us to use the air traffic control tower. It should come in very handy indeed. It's a little too hot when the sun's out though. It takes a little while to get it all cooled down. So the Challenger passing through 2,650 feet now. That one making its way up to Swaddling Cope, just east of Burton-on-Trent. I catch that one on the final, landing in. I think we'll end the stream there for the evening. So I've been streaming just over 3 hours now. And if you're just joining us and you missed the Atlas Air 747 arriving, the time of arrival on that one was about just before 20 to 6. It's 5:35. If you skip back through the stream, you'll see the clock in the bottom right hand corner. Use that as a reference point. But that arrived in about 5:35 this evening. I managed to catch that one quite far out on the approach. Captain Dave, good evening to you. Thank you very much for joining us. Oh. Yeah, I think a lot of people would be very fortunate or very much in favour of buying a house on a flight path. So there are a few houses just a few metres from where we are up here on the mound. So one of them has a direct view at the back of their garden straight onto the runway. So excellent spot to sit out and watch everything in front of it, all from the comfort of your back garden. The Challenger passing through 1,600 feet now then. That one just becoming visible in the distance. So have a quick pan around. Watch this one down as it makes its way towards East Midlands this evening. Still nice to be out in the light as well. Just a couple of months ago we would have been in complete darkness by now. Very much colder as well. So thank you very much to everybody who continues to support the channel and all the work we're doing down here. It's very much appreciated. Very much appreciated all the volunteers as well, giving up their time to allow us in. The Challenger passing through 800 feet now then. This one with a flight time of 25 minutes, making its way up from Stansted. Presumably they're doing a lot of crew transfers today. There we go, that one safely down into East Midlands this evening. Let's take one last quick look around the DHL apron then over there. See that one filling up nicely there. I think a good time to end as well, just as it's getting cold. So, with a view of the tower in front of us then, thank you very much to everybody who's joined us this evening, to all of our members. Thank you very much for your continued support, subscribers as well. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. To all of our new subscribers as well, thank you very much for joining us from East Midlands this evening. And all of you casual watchers as well, thank you very much for joining us. We'll put details of the next streams up very shortly. We'll be back from the Aeropark very soon. I say we'll definitely be out next Thursday for the open evening, so if you can't make it down, definitely watch us live next Thursday. And Julie, thank you very much for gifting that 1 month membership as well, and indeed receiving that membership there. Thank you very much indeed for your support on this evening's stream. But before it gets any colder and I start to shiver anymore, I think I'm going to get packed away and go and get home in the warmth, ready for another day of work tomorrow. So from me, thank you very much everybody for joining us. Hope you've enjoyed this evening's action. If you missed any of it, definitely go back and have a look through the stream, especially at that Atlas Air 747 landing at the very start. And if you missed the Spitfire last week on V-Day, the 3rd of May, we managed to catch that one in as well. Mentioned that on Tuesday's stream, but if anybody's joining us this evening and did miss that, definitely go back and have a look. But from me, that's it. Thank you very much. If you want details of the Aeropark, have a look in the stream description below. There's a link to their website there, all the details, how to find them, their admission times and prices are on there as well. But from me, thank you very much, and I hope you have a very good evening and enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll see you very soon